kind of spoken about who you wanted to battle. If there's anyone else, just let us know. Let them know who you would like to battle. But why haven't these battles happened then, like already of yet? See, this going back to the same point is like, how is these matches getting judged? Like, I kind of see that Don't Flop have got like these little lanes now, because obviously they've got the on-beat champion, they've got the Shocks, which is, you know, probably like the bar heavy league. You kind of got different rosters, and then obviously you've got the 140, keeping it 140. Then you've got Danny Jack with the, you know, the training days. So there's kind of different federations. I don't want to describe it to wrestling, but you've got your different lanes now. Like people who are good at whatever, you know, they've got the little lanes. So now it's kind of good, but still, how are we judging these title shots? I can't emphasize it enough. Like, people are putting in work. Pedro's putting, I don't know how many battles he's probably almost hitting 100 battles ish in total. And there's your O'Shea's, like, and you know, other people. Big J putting loads of battles. Lefty, Big J and Lefty, I believe should have got a title shot on the 2-on-2.
As a 2-on-2, I'd say, I'd say less so as individuals, are they like up there, but as a 2-on-2, they're wicked. So, very entertaining. Because they already battled that Confidence battle, the Shufflety and Marlon. I think they went head to head in like a regular 2-on-2. That would be quite a good. That would be an entertaining match, definitely.
Okay.
How are title shots getting judged? You mean? This is the problem.
Or even matchups. Like sometimes I believe like, you know, on a card they put up a matchup that doesn't like some of the matchups are good.
Yeah.
Like the Shufflety versus Marlo. No, sorry, Shufflety versus Raptor. I don't think that made sense to put on that card.
I think that's probably more about who was available for the event. I think
you know, but we could have seen Raptor get up against maybe someone else and Shufflety up against someone else, maybe, or you know.
Yeah, I agree. I guess style clashes are hit and miss. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Okay.
I thought Shuff was more his normal self in that than Raptor was, and probably to the win. But how are things getting judged? It's because judging's become redundant in a lot of people's eyes, and whether that's right or wrong is what it is. At the moment, the focus is on, you know, it's entertainment, it's who's marketable, who's going to get big views, who's going to pull in different crowds. Shocks fits that demographic, and he's talented, so you can't, I'm not saying that's one thing, he happens to fit in that category of what he does is accessible.
Yeah. Okay.
And like, Gems I thought was very accessible. Raptor's very accessible, very, and the problem is, and I wouldn't throw shade on anyone because they're all really good, but if we're looking at how many matches people's winning, it would be a very, very different league. Back in the 2012 Don't Flop, where it's coming up on the screen, your win-loss record, and it's seen as quite important.
Yeah.
Now that's not even like one of them. And so you look at Shocks, who probably not won a lot of battles. I mean, debatable, he's won a few, but he's taken some judge losses. Like Raptor, it's almost become a bit cliche, people saying Raptor loses every battle, but he still performs, entertains. So it's more the case that it's being judged on different things. Is it an entertaining battle? Is the final battle a product on YouTube that sells? And I think that's what, I don't blame staff members for thinking that, but if it was a league, I mean, I can only look at it as, I've done 10 battles in Don't Flop personally, 6 battles judged, 5-1 record. The other 4 battles, people pretty much categorically say I won, with the exception of Frankie, which a few people give against me, but most people give to me. So you're looking at it as a 9-1 as a judge thing.
Right.
Take that, my one loss is one of the most kind of debated decisions in UK battle rap history in terms of how people disagree with it. The record you're looking at there is probably as good as anyone's. I'd say battle rap. But I'm not stupid at the same time. I'm very aware of what I don't want to say flaws, but the things I lack as a battler, marketability, accessibility, these things which I don't, the way I look, the way I dress, the way I present myself, the way I speak, a lot of these things aren't as accessible as maybe a lot of other people's. And there are parts of battle rap, and I'm self-aware enough to know I can add performance, I can add aggression, I can do all these things I wasn't doing, I can punch more directly and simplify the punches so that in the room they're being taken in, not just be the on-camera battle of the writer. So I'm aware of these things, I'm not stupid, so I know where the flaws are. but I think with the right matchups, I would excel. So if you give me, say, a big international who's similar, even if it's a Chilla Jones, he's seen as a good writer, but realistically he's not. In my opinion, I think he's a pretty shit writer. He's seen as a great writer. But if they fly him over, he's going to battle someone top tier and just get... And it's like, put me against Chilla, I will beat him, and I'll break him down better than he'll break me down, and I'll write better than him, and he's not a big performer. I just think that kind of battle, I'm not saying like he's the only one, I'm not just criticising Chilla and saying you're whack, but like, I just feel like there's certain battles you give someone and you can showcase them. So, with certain battlers now, who are like you're saying, how are the title shots being judged? I can see how they're being judged because it's what's going to make a good product, what's going to sell, what's entertaining, what's accessible, what's marketable, what demographics are you including in this? Like, you don't want to alienate people, you don't want to alienate people who like jokes, you don't want to alienate people who like bars, you've got to keep it balanced there. So people who can do, I think personally, I'm trying to be funny and do bars and kind of do a whole general approach to battling while still being myself and true to myself and true to my style. I never really want to change that fully. But like I said, I'm self-aware of what I need to do or the things I will never have, accepting of that. And I only think if people judge me on my wins and my record, that's blessed. That's all I want people to do. Judge me on how good I am, how good you think my bars are. And I think the same for other people. Just if people are judging you on what you want to be judged on, you don't need to be the highest street battler to be top tier.
Okay.
If people I care about think I'm top tier, If Tony D, I'm not in these forums, but if Tony D's posting on the forum saying I'm top 3, top 5 writers in the country, I'm like, cool. If fucking blah from shit whatever league doesn't think I'm good, then that's secondary. I still obviously I care what everyone thinks, but everyone goes, you're not, he's not real enough, he's not gangster enough, whatever. Like, well, whatever, man. You're still beating.
Yeah, you and Tony would make a good matchup, man, because if you break down both, you've got that breakdown style. Why can you battle Tony? See, this is another reason why matchups don't happen. He's my mate, he's my friend. He's I'm not like. Why you're battle rapper and that's it, like.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd be in battle rap without Tony D. There's certain battlers you grow up watching, you grow up respecting. It's a bit like it would be weird to battle Tony D.
Okay, nice.
So someone like who I respect on the same level, who I've come to recognise as being great more recently, it'd be easier for me to go battle them.
The only reason I said I'll match you two up is because you've both got that brilliant breakdown style where you both got a beginning, middle and an end, and I don't lose too much focus. You capture the room's attention, your writing style,
I think if it happened on the day, that happens, that is a great battle. I think it's amazing. I think it would be brilliant.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I'd lose, but I think it'd be a wicked battle. Just because his style, he's too cool.
Yeah, but sometimes the loss doesn't matter. It's like sometimes putting on the battle is like.
But I would only say with that, on paper, I would totally do that battle. It'd be amazing. But what has Tony got to gain from battling me? Really, he's battled everyone. He's battled Arsenal the other week. How many big internationals has he not battled? He's battled everyone in the UK. Like, Tony doesn't need to battle. Man. He can battle whoever the fuck he wants when he wants. He ain't got to prove something because someone comes up and they go, he's a good writer. He's similar to him, so go and put him in his place. He don't need to do anything, but he can.
No, of course he's done it. He gave up the belt.
There's certain people.
That's what calling the undisputed champion.
There's certain people who, if they were to duck me or to say I'm not going to battle you, I'd be like, you're just being ridiculous, because if Jay Short's done 20 battles and battled me, you can battle me. Or if it's certain people, I'm not going to name names, there are people who have been asked to battle me who are bigger names that have said no. But
no, let's talk about who. I was going to say, we will just talk about ducking then. We talk about ducking. Who's ducking who then? Like, for what? For what? How? People have their reasons. Who's ducking? Is anyone ducking you said?
Yeah, I won't go into names. People who are seen as top tier in Don't Flop who have been asked to battle me.
They said no.
Have said, just because it's not their step of progression.
Yeah, they think that, see, this is our problem. Sometimes this is what's stopping good battles and clashes happening.
I agree.
And sometimes, I'm not trying to stir, I don't want these people to, have arms out beef over and shit. It's like, I'm talking from a clashing point of view. Sometimes when you see a bit of animosity, maybe in a forum or something, you think, why don't you just have a little clash? The little beef behind it or whatever, there's, you can go into the battle with a good little push and you put on a little performance, and then you two are the only two that are going to make it happen on the day. Yeah. And bang, it could be a good battle.
That's it. I think for me, it's just about, as a fan, when I watch stuff, I want to see good battles and good clashes. It's not about the names. I prefer top tier bars over top tier names. But big battles now that interest me. The big American big clashes. The people coming through like we saw Joe Knight's battles more recently. He's very hungry and he really wants it, and like he's got an original style and he's just kind of doing his thing. And
have you approached like the American, you know, or the Canadian KOT? Have you approached them to, you know, ask they battle on?
Yeah,
you probably have to pay for your own flights to get out there. Like, you know, Mickey the same thing. He took the chance straight away, but he got offered the pre-battle to, what was it, World Domination?
I think so, yeah, it's World Dom.
Yeah, I think it was World Domination. So, you know, he grabbed the chance because, you know, he invested in himself, he got himself out there, put on a battle, and, you know, things, I don't know, you've never done that?
It's definitely an aim of mine to battle in Canada.
Okay.
I want to battle on Blackout or World Dom. That is definitely an aim.
Okay. But then sometimes, for those guys that see that, they're okay, who are you?
Well, that's
you
I
can't
think,
come on so like a pre-party type thing,
I think I've got a battle
or a smaller card, let's say, maybe it has to be one.
Yeah, of course. I think I've got a battle with a couple of bigger names here, so that people can go, oh yeah, there's the battles you need to watch, and be aware of.
But sometimes, you know, it's a shout out Canal. Sometimes doesn't work in that field, because let's say to this day, Canal hasn't been on Don't Flop. He's been KOTR and you know through and through, and then suddenly he's jumped and gone and performed in what was it?
No Coast. Yeah. Sure.
And he built up a little fan base there, because I saw it on the forum.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he built up a fan base that way. So you know, sometimes it might work in your favour to like invest in yourself. You know, go out there and you know, because a lot of people I think as well. Like, you know, let's flip it and let's see like the Don't Flop side. Like what have these people done? You know, what are you doing for? Like you're getting in views, but there's nothing there signed in the contract, is there? Like saying, you know, you owe me, you're my product of this. So obviously, I was going to look at his brand and think, yeah, I want this person to rep me, you know, and I don't know, you know, and he's going to sort of choose certain people over certain people maybe because he thinks it's more suited to his brand and make his brand stronger. I do understand that.
Fair enough, yeah.
I do understand that, but sometimes the battler has to prove I'm not saying you have to prove something to her, but you know, but like sometimes, you know, it's like when you go for a job interview or when you go to ask for a loan or something, you have to prove that one point of why is it worth that money hand, or what are you going to do, and you know, you have to break it down. And sometimes, you know, battlers I think have to maybe invest in themselves. Like
it works both ways, man. You got to put stuff in and you'll get stuff out. People will come to you.
Yeah.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. The attitude of expecting and sitting and waiting things to happen is a bit arrogant. Like you got, and I feel like I've put in the work, man. I've battled people. My last few battles, every single time it's dropped, someone's been like, "Oh, he should be getting on bigger, he should be getting on bigger." And then the day, it's like a battle who's in front of me, and if people who are coming through a battle and you know just to make good battles, and like someone like Canal, good attitude, original style, like I say, two key components of battling, which don't get kind of underrated is what you need. And yeah, he's battled on leagues not with big reviews, but he's never thought I've got to go Don't Flop to make it. He's built his brand, he's built his fan base, and that's really cool. I respect that a lot. I think more people should be willing to invest in them. But investing doesn't mean monetary. You know, investing in your time.
It's true. But
like, a lot of people have money as well.
Pedro,
so
on KTR, what event? The Leeds event. You were at the Leeds event, were you? No. Leeds of KTR, Tony D versus Dialect. Oh, you went there? Oh yeah, there was a Blitz. He paid like £250 because he and paid Pedro £250 for batting.
I kind of feel that's bullshit.
I
think Evil paying 300 to battle O'Shea. He doesn't deserve O'Shea. It's a weird thing. Like I think going out, flying yourself to invest in yourself, cool. I think if it's I think Big J paid to battle Marv 1. I think a few people have done it. I'm not gonna say that, but it's been happening a few times. I think it becomes a bit.
It becomes
almost capitalism.
Yeah, but it's an investment because it shows you that you believe in yourself.
I think you should earn the names you deserve to face by winning battles. And I think if you win battles, that is a currency.
Okay.
A win-loss record is a currency. It's not as strong a currency as it used to be, but it's still a currency. And I think paying to fly somewhere is different than paying someone to battle you. I think it's harsh on the people around you who may not have not everybody's got those resources, not everybody has disposable cash to just be able to do things like that, to pay 500 to make this video on this big channel, to pay that kind of battle them. And I think leagues, in my opinion, probably shouldn't let people pay for battles. They should let them maybe contribute something, but I think if you pay for someone that the league thinks you deserve, there's no way Don't Flop sat there and went, oh yeah, Evil definitely deserves to battle O'Shea.
No.
No chance. And it just shouldn't have happened, and it was a rubbish battle. And I think it's there is a line to be drawn of actually just battle who you deserve to battle. And like, I'm sitting here thinking I deserve to be battling this person, not vocally or publicly because it's a bit of a dick move, but if somebody asks me, they ask me now, who do you think you deserve to battle? I'll tell you who I generally think in terms of who I'd be able to beat and who I think would make a good match rather than views and all this kind of stuff. But I'm not going to sit here and go, right, I'm going to get £300 out of the bank and I'm going to battle Soul. I think that would be a shortcut, and I think I'd be doing a disservice to the other people around me at my level who are trying to make that same step.
Because sometimes this one keeps going back to the point of why battles are not happening. Because even
Soul would battle me for it if I paid him the right amount.
Of course. So I'm saying, is that because then again it goes back to how are things getting judged? What does it matter then if this guy is putting loads of work and he's not getting a title shot, and this guy hasn't put in a lot of work but has maybe a bigger impact or whatever, or in some cases maybe not have, or and they're getting a title shot, and then there's these other guys that are paying. It doesn't matter. It's the difference. It's like some people, it's like, alright, let's say and those guys are not pushing one guy, but it doesn't mean they're writing them off. It just means you just got to work a little bit harder maybe. So if you can't do, if you're doing that and that, you're doing it for a long time, and you're working hard and it's not paying off, then you think, alright, what's the next step? Is it worth me investing in myself to pay for that one battle?
If you pay for
if you know it's going to pop and you know you can win and you know you can get views off it, mate, you got to have a game plan as well.
It's another thing. I think it is more fair enough if you do it and you execute your plan.
Okay.
It's a wicked battle. Everyone loves it. You've done yourself a favour. You've done battle a favour. If it was a battle and it's a bit of a dead clash you paid for, and it was a bit out of your depth, and you paid for it just to try and make a shortcut.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit. I mean, everybody will have an opinion. Like, obviously, I want to hear people's opinion on this if anyone's gone, because it's something that is becoming relevant now. It needs to be discussed a bit.
No, because it is like in the URL, you hear it a lot. The battles not happening because they want 40, 50 grand, and
that's ludicrous.
Yeah, I know, but I can see it sort of happening here as well. Like, I've seen it. Like, oh, he's not worth it. And see, then it comes back to the point of the top tiers are saying, oh, he's not worth it, or it doesn't make sense, is what they normally say. Like, that basically means, who is he? Like, so then there's that angle. Then there's like, but he's been putting in work and he needs a shot. And then, there's that angle. It's like, so this is what I'm coming back to the point of, like, how are we judging things? I think that, do we have to start going back to giving wins and losses, and it means, like a Premier League style?
What's it?
When
UKBL came around with that system, and I don't know what's happened with UKBL. They've only put on one event, but they came around saying Barrow needs to change, Barrow needs to. And that was quite. Not that I've got favourite. I don't have favouritism to any league really. Like, I watch Don't Pop the most. Yeah. But I was like, for me, that's quite necessary. Let's put all these big names on a card and have them judged. And that has not really happened since then. But I would definitely like to see more judge battles, I think. But then it's something, everybody disagrees on this. And some people are like, battles done. People are going to judge the battle anyway. Or if it does get judged and it's a wrong decision, people are going to get annoyed. It's just one of those things. So I know what you mean. I think it should be more about, if I was to say anything, it should be more about how many battles you've won. Mm. If you're sick and you're making classic battles, but you're losing all of them, it's battle rap, it's competitive. Mm-hmm. It's a battle. Otherwise, let's go on Cypher and make Cypher videos. We showcase how good we are rapping without competing with each other. So at the same time, I think I just like the traditional going to win in an environment, even the pit environment, which I still probably prefer just on the stage. Just that, what I mean? It's that who's gonna win? We've both bought our best shit. Let's go. It's got to be more. I don't think before a battle you should be feeling content, like, already, because I'm here and I'm battling. You want to feel content after the battle because you won it. Yo, Crafty, shout out to Mad Dog TV every fucking time.